back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. Today's video is going to be about this rack that I have sitting behind me, what I've got in it, how I've got it routed, and most importantly, how it sounds. So let's dive straight into this. This is 100% a vanity project for me. This isn't designed to be taken out and played live. I don't even record much with it. I just turn it on a couple of times a week, crank it right up, and just revel in the kind of lush glory that these units bring. There's an Eventide H3500 that I'm mostly using for detune and for just the character that it brings, because nothing else really sounds like that particular unit. It sounds really wide and warm, and if you associate digital gear with, sounding sterile, you got to try an Eventide H3000 or 3500, because it is the opposite of that. It is warm and lush, and it deserves its reputation as one of the greatest vintage effects processors of all time. Underneath that, Samson SM10 line mixer, 8 stereo ins, 2 auxiliary sends. Those auxiliary sends are very important because one of them has the Eventide Eclipse on it. The Eclipse, basically, if you can't get an H3000, just get an Eclipse. It will do the thing that the H3000 does to like 98% of the same character, but it's got way more modern and flexible I/O, and it can also run a whole bunch more stuff at the same time. At the moment, I have that set up on the amazing Vintage Delays algorithm. I love the way that one sounds. It's got so much character about it. Again, underneath that, the Lexicon PCM81. I feel like you need something Lexicon in there. I love the reverbs on it, as you would expect, but I also love the multi-tap delays on there. At the moment, it's parked on the concert hall setting, but we'll hear some like circular and pan delays on there as well for the classic Lukather thing. Underneath that, Yamaha SPX90. Not the most hi-fi sounding unit, but again, it's got character, and I just kind of feel like you need an SPX90 in your life if you like old rack stuff. Finally, underneath all that, the Clark Technic BBD 320, which is basically a Roland Dimension clone. I'm using that for the main stereo split and for chorus, and all of this is connected to my Axe-Fx 3. So the way I'm routing it is output 2 from the Axe-Fx goes in stereo to the H3500. That then goes to a channel in the mixer. Then the Eclipse and the PCM81 are on auxiliary sends. Similarly, there's another output from the Axe-Fx going to the SPX90 into the mixer, and another output going to the BBD 320. That then splits in stereo to channel 1 on the mixer. All right, now that I've got that out of the way, let's just hear my core clean tone. It is a compressor with a Band Commander amp model. Oh, there's a Strat with Michael Landau pickups in it as well, which really contributes to that nice chime. Let's hear it. Okay, let's do this. Let's kick in the BBD 320 so that we can hear that glorious, wide, but subtle stereo chorus. I like mode 3 the most on this for the stereo chorus thing. Let's hear it. That sounds quite nice. Oh, I'm using chorus. I have to play this chord, right? Okay, that has been corrected for. So that's going to channel 1 on the mixer. What I can do is bring in the Eclipse. So it is on the monitor send. I think it's on channel 3. So what's going to happen is that stereo signal is going to get sent to the Eclipse, which is running 100% wet on that monitor auxiliary send. Then the Eclipse is coming back, like I said, 100% wet on channel 3. I'm gonna have those vintage delays. I'll just punch that channel in. Alrighty, so that's doing a lovely stereo delay. I've engaged the channel for the PCM81. Let's hear that with concert hall reverb now. So that on its own, the BBD 320, the mixer, and the Eclipse and the PCM81 on the auxiliary sends is pretty awesome. I've got the effect mix cranked on the reverb as well, as you can hear. We'll hear that with some dirt in a second. But what I want to show off now is blending in the parallel Eventide with detune. So I'll just bypass the delay and the reverb. We'll start with chorus, and then I'll bring the detune in on top of the chorus. That kind of creates that classic 80s style ripple effect. So the H3000 is bringing so much character in there, and then chucking in the reverb and the delay on top of that is just amazing. What I can bring in parallel is the SPX90. I've got it set on the gated reverb preset at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll bypass the PCM81 and I'll bring in that gated reverb. Then we'll add delay to all of that. And I love the way that gated reverb kind of clears out, but the delay keeps feeding back and degrading. That's awesome. So because I've got that gated reverb from the SPX90, what I could do is say bring in a circular pan delays preset on the PCM81. So I'm going to bypass the Eclipse, bring in the circular and pan delays on the PCM81. It's pretty awesome. So that definitely lives up to the title, glorious. What I'm going to do here is use the symphonic chorus on the SPX90, then we'll use the detune from the Eventide, then we'll bring in circular and pan delays on the PCM81, then I'm going to use a PCM70 Hall reverb on the Eclipse. So yeah, this is what all of that sounds like. That's fun, albeit a little bit noisy, so let's make it even noisier. and just throw on some glorious distortion. All the distortion as well is the Mark IV model from the Axe FX3. So what have we learned today? I really like old rack stuff. If you're watching this and you've watched this far, you probably really like it as well. All of these units can do so much more than what I'm using them for here. I have videos with each unit individually, deep dives that you can go and check out if you feel like I didn't cover stuff like the delays on the H3500 or the chorus on the PCM81. But this is how I use this rig when I use this rig. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, please let me know in the video description. And like I said, distortion, symphonic chorus, PCM70 Hall from the Eclipse, circular and pan delays from the PCM81, and of course, detune from the H3500. It is glorious. I hope you all have a glorious day. Thanks for watching.